gorilla stomping in a zoo. Check the vocals, animal, let's get it right. Boom.
Hey everybody, welcome back. So today's video is going to be working on the rabbit house. And obviously if you've seen our last video, we got our bunnies now. So it's time to get this house on the road. Anyways, we need to get this house finished so we can move these guys outside if they start overgrowing. But before I get back at that work, I decided I would come outside, give you guys a brief little update on our garden, because it's been doing pretty well. It's actually been quite well. Hopefully you guys don't get any wind noise here, but it's as calm a day as I could find to give you guys this update. So anyways, here we are. Let's run through the beds real quick. Alright, our first bed, our strawberries and asparagus. They've been jamming pretty nicely. We had a few little scavengers come and taking some of our berries. See if I can find an example of it. Oh yeah, in here by the cup. We put in these cups with a little bit of beer in them to see if slugs were doing it, but no slugs. But we got these half-eaten berries, so I think the birds are getting at it actually. And putting up bird netting is not really a priority to me right now, so we may just continue to sacrifice a few berries and be a little lazy and not put up any bird netting. Next one is jamming pretty nicely. We got cauliflower on the nearest side. No real heads being formed there just yet. So that's our cauliflower. And then on to broccoli. Yeah, lots of broccoli jamming here. And we actually got some forming into heads of broccoli. 1, 2, and 3. I believe that's the 3. So yeah, 3 forming heads of broccoli. Sugar snap peas are going excellent. And we're getting flower blooms, so we should be getting some pea pods very soon. And we got one of our Chadwick cherry tomatoes still alive here. And letting those sugar snap peas kind of guard that from the wind. More sugar snap peas. Tiny Tim tomatoes. And we're starting to get a little bit of success out of the Tiny Tims. Down in here. There we are. Alright, so we got Tiny Tims. And then these are the starts that we bought. These are Scotia tomatoes. Medium sized globe shaped fruit. Alright, so those are doing excellently. And our peppers. Some buds. And one of our original sweet pepper plants down here. Check that out. Isn't that cool? Alright, let's go to the last bed. Look at this. Lettuce and beets. Beets are over here. They're doing great. I think we're actually one of these. Yeah, this one here. You can actually see a bit of a beet head down here. We never did thin these, so this is pretty much a pack of seeds put amongst 4 rows, right? One here, one here, one here, and one here. They're doing great. And romaine lettuce, and butterhead lettuce, more butterhead, more romaine. They're doing awesome. Yep, and I forget the name of this kind of lettuce here. Alright, there you have it. That's our current garden progress. I'm going to bring you over in the corner now and just show you what's going on over here. Alright, so here's the chicken coop, and down this far corner is where most of the work is happening. We had the excavation crew here for a part of a day, but they got rained out. We had some really big rainstorms lately and thunder and lightning. So anyways, they started the shallow well that I'm getting put in down here. And we got that deep so far, good and rocky. Alright, so that's this corner, and lots of plans happening for this corner in the future. So we'll try to get a little view of before. There's the big 20-foot long culvert, 24-inch diameter. That's for the shallow well. But here's the corner and how it sits right now. And here's the future site of the rabbit coop, rabbit run, rabbit house, all that. I think it's going to be 8 by 10 is what I'm going to do with that. 8 by 10 and probably 6 high. But anyways, I wanted to document this corner because this is where there will be a pretty big transformation, I would like to think. So we'll just get a view of that now as it is. And there you are. That's our update of the day for the garden. Let's get into the garage and start some work on the rabbit house. Alright, so here we are back in the garage, ready to resume our rabbit house structure. So since our last video on building this, I haven't done much at all, alright, off camera. It's pretty much been nothing happen, with exception of a couple of measurements is all I drew out on these bases. And what I did, I took my 21-inch sections, divided that in half, made a mark at 10.5, and then on that I went 4 inches to either side. So I'm going to end up with a centralized door, which is 8 inches in width. Alright, so the size of the opening is going to be 8 inches. And I think I'll make it 8 inches high as well. So it'll be 8 by 8 little square opening, and that'll be on each 4 of these sections. So it's going to be a lot of little measurements and little cuts and little assemblies because I want to trace out those doorways. Since it is going to be plied on both sides, I need a screwing surface, and for that reason I'm going to have to use my 2x2 and frame out the little 8 by 8 doorway as well. So as a result of that, like I said, we're going to end up with a good many small little cuts and a lot of pre-drilling and assembly, and hopefully end up with what we're looking for. And I think we will. It's just going to be tedious. Alright, all these little cuts and assemblies definitely going to be tedious. So I'm going to do a few measurements, and I'm going to get out to the miter saw and start cutting. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, so this is going to be the front wall that we're working on right now. You can see my little markings that I made. This is the 10.5, and this is 4 inches to either side, for a total of an 8-inch doorway. Alright, so what I need to do is to build this front wall in little sections. Alright, so this one's going to be 6.5, and then we'll have another 6.5 here, but this is going to be longer actually. We're going to be joining between. So it'll be 13. So we're looking at 6.5s and 13s as far as measurements go. So we'll work out how many of those. So we need 1 6.5, 13, 13, 13, and another 6.5. So we need 2 6.5s and 3 13s. That'll start this bottom row here. So let's get those cut now. So now that I got these cut, I'll just lay them out where they belong. Also paying attention again to the factory edges in terms of that definite 1.5 inch height that I'm looking for. So goes there. Like I say, I'm just paying attention to the factory edge here. I got 2 little bevels on this side that definitely tells me that down flat like this is factory. There we are. There, that's the idea. So we got an 8 inch opening here, 8 inch opening here, here, and here. So now we'll continue our structure upwards, and we'll use the measurements that we worked out in the last build video. And I believe that was going to be 18.5 high for the studs, because we want a total of 24. And we're up to 4 already, so we need to make 20 more inches. So we're going to have a header, which is 1.5 inches. So that's 18.5 remainder that we need to make. With the exception of these doorways, right? These doorways are only going up 8 inches. So 8 inches minus the 1.5 that's already there is going to be 6.5 inches. Then I'm going to have a little top bar on that as well. So yeah, we'll work with an 1.5 inches. We're going to want the height, another 6.5, and then we'll bar that across, and that'll leave us with 8 inches between the bottom and the opening. Alright, so yeah, 6.5. How many of those we're going to need? 4 openings times 2, so we need 8, that's 6.5 inches. And then 2 end pieces at more than that, 18.5. Plus 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. We got a lot of cutting. Alright, I got it straight in my head. You know, listening off to you guys is probably just boring to tell you, because I think you're seeing what I'm seeing. So I need 8 pieces at 6.5, and then I need 5 at 18.5. That's the measurements I'm going with. Alrighty, so those cuts are done. So we got lots of little things here now. I'm actually going to turn this on its side and assemble it on its side. Right, so turn all these up. Now I'll start with the doorway pieces. So again, I got to try and remember. Actually, these don't really matter so much, but I'll line them up properly. So hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing here, the idea that's in my head. Alright, so that's all little doorways, and then we're going to have an 18 here. 18 at the ends. It should shape up for you now in a second. It should be at this point in time you're realizing what I was talking about with all the fine little assembly, all the assembly pieces, right? So, seeing this, looks like a awesome little bar chart here, doesn't it? Anyways, we need a piece to run from the top of here to the top of there, and we've got to do that 4 times. Right, so that's going to be 11 inches there, and which is correct because we've got an 8-inch opening plus 2 1.5s, which totals 3 more on top of the 8, which is 11. So 4 at 11, and then a final 7-foot header for the whole wall. Right? So 4 at 11 and 1 7-footer, and then we'll get into assembly. Alright, so here's our 7-foot section, like so. Looks good. I'm going to actually move this back wall out of our way now. Get that out of here. And then for the final mock-up or test fit, just like so. Alright, so that's how our front wall is going to look once it's all put together. And you know, we're just going to be using the same method that we've been using all along. We're going to pre-drill, glue, and screw. Alright, and hopefully it'll end up in this shape. Like these aren't supported horizontally, okay? These are just going to stand on top because they're just outlining the door. They're not structure so much as they are aesthetics and purpose built. So, alright, but these ones here, these 18.5s, these are structure. These are the main posts that match up in measurements to the rear ones, because there's going to be a divider going from the front to the back, and we'll get to that. Okay, so I'm going to kick you guys over to a bit of music there now, and I'm going to assemble all of this during the montage. Alright, wish me luck. Hopefully it comes out well. so the front wall is now assembled. The framing of it is anyways, right? And if you couldn't tell, this is going to be a bit of tricky insulation to get this done. And as well as a lot of plywood cuts. But I may have a solution to the plywood cutting issues. We'll see. Otherwise it'll just be a straight up using the skill saw, cut out the doors. All that good stuff. But anyways, that is one of the more difficult framing jobs of this project done. Obviously now getting plywood on both sides and insulation in between is going to be a bit of a task, but nothing we're not up to. So we're definitely up to the challenge there. Alright, so I'm satisfied that this is together. I'm going to kind of clamp this down a little bit off camera, let it dry, set up a little bit. I'm going to take a little break and keep the motivation rolling, keep things going good here as they are. And when we come back, we will look at screwing these down onto the base, the front and back walls, and then we'll measure things up for the side walls. And we'll worry about the plywood and the plywood and the insulation. We can worry about that later. Alright, shouldn't be too bad. Alright, time for a little break, but for you, we'll be right back. Alrighty, so now that I've given this time for the glue to dry and everything to set up, I got some awesome little helpers here with me. I had to steal them away from playing with their new bunnies in order to get some extra hands here to hold up the wall for me. So we're going to get the front wall attached first. And the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to use my measurements that I've drawn on the base, and I'm going to put a bead of caulking down at the areas where the wall is going to make contact with the base. And once I got that all done, three of us are going to stand it up, and I'm going to start screwing it down at the measurements that I've drawn out here. So that's the plan, and I'll bring you guys in a little closer and you'll see what exactly we're doing. And we'll get these walls up. And that'll conclude today's video then, because we're starting to run out of time. We got a few things going on this evening. A little birthday party to go to. And Mommy's going to work tonight, so we'll hang out with her for a bit before she goes. And it'll be wonderful. So I'll bring you guys in a bit closer here now, and we'll get this front wall done first. Alrighty, so I'm going to start off with my first little area here. Just laying down. It'll be the caulking. And this is perfectly fine to squeeze out around the edges because I'm going to be smoothing it out around there as well. But I'll go light for now.
You're doing a good job.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Alright. Trying to do the best job possible for you kiddos and your bunnies. We'll build this to last. Get over this way a little.
Can I squeeze more?
Daddy will do this part just so it doesn't get too messy.
It smells like chemicals.
Yeah. Just do stand up now, babe. We'll just move down to the end. This is the last one down here. We're going to try not to make too much mess, but we'll probably have a little bit. Alright, lay down the side. Don't need to glue right now. Alright, so you guys grab the ends. We're going to stand this up now in place. Try to keep it from sliding around too much. Alright, Mr. Man, you come over and help hold this.
I'll squish it down.
No, the screws will squish it down, but I'll get you to hold it right there. Alrighty, so I'm going to start at one side, making sure everything stays lined up with my markings. And I'm going to get two screws put down here first. Like so. One.
It's loud.
Yeah.
My ears.
Mm-hmm.
There's glue on the floor.
That's okay.
Yeah. A little strip of glue. Can I pick it? Can I pick it up? The glue?
Okay, next we'll get this one.
Can I pick the glue up?
Sure, you can pick the glue up.
It's not drying.
I'm just lining this up as I go. A few little adjustments here and there. Let's shimmy this one over a bit. This one's going to take a little bit of gusto, like so. See if I can put a bit of tension on this while screwing it in. There we
That burst my eardrums. Not that bad.
go. No, not too bad.
Yeah.
Putting a few extra screws around some of the more structural pieces.
I think the bunnies will like the house.
Oh, thanks, honey. I think they'll like it too.
See, hold your hand on
Okay, so we got this all lined up, able to see what's going on. We get this screw ready. Especially, you probably can't tell on the camera there right now, guys, but probably like a 1/4 inch, not even a quarter. This wall is kind of doing a little bit of flexing around, so I really got to give this a haul in sometimes to line these boards up, and then while doing that to get it screwed in place. So.
That looks good on my mark.
Yeah.
You do.
Now, who wants to
Me.
do the screwdriver?
Me.
Okay, little miss, do this one. Wait, no, don't put it in yet. I'll tell you when, okay? Go. A little bit more. Keep going. Right there, good job. Now, Mr. Man, I'm going to get one lined up for you here now. That one for me. Now here's, which side do you want on? This side or this side? This one? Okay. There you go.
Tell me when.
Alright, let's do it. Keep going. Good.
Oh God.
No, that's perfect.
It's stuck.
Good. Maybe a little miss, you do that one.
You don't want to do anymore.
Okay, that's alright.
You don't want to do some more. I actually want to do some more.
Okay.
You can do the last ones.
Yeah, we got 1 or 2 more types. So,
3.
I think we got 2.
Give us 1, 2.
Okay. Come down here, Mr. Man. I'm gonna hold it in place.
You can't put it in the right.
Tip it up. Tip the bum of it up. Like this.
What are you doing now?
Good job. Now, I think that's 2 each for you guys, so I'll do the last one.
Yeah, I did that one and I did that one.
Okay.
And you did that one.
There we are. That's the front wall attached. So now that we got our front wall done, our rear wall doesn't have any doors or anything. So that's just going to be a simple bead of caulking the whole length of it. And it's a 7-foot long piece. So it'll just go the whole way. Like I said, I'm not worried about this smudging out through the sides because it's just going to give me a better seal against the flooring. My little caulking gun is being a little bit temperamental.
You need a new caulking bottle?
Not a bottle, but new gun I think is not resetting. Let's try that. That's a bit better.
Yeah. A lot better. Yeah.
It's just still acting up though.
That's
I have to
very
pop the spring to
better.
reset the handle.
That's very better.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
That's that bead of caulking down. I'll lift this wall up into place.
We'll help.
I'll help hold that side right there.
And we'll
Hold it right in the corner.
here. Come on, same side.
Good. Okay, you guys hold it.
Boy, I could have. You can.
Let's get this screwed in place. A couple more. You guys doing some next ones? Okay, sorry. Oh, sorry, we did that exact one. Okay, last one you guys do.
I want to do it.
Yep, I'm going to start some more screws for you guys. Now you guys got lots to do. So I'll start 2 more in each one.
I don't want to do any.
That's alright. There.
Are these all that I'm doing?
You can do as many of them as you want. Yep.
I might do a couple.
Yeah, I'm just starting, so you guys finish them off.
Can I go first?
Well, yeah, sure
Yeah.
can.
Okay. Okay. This is what the bunnies are gonna be like.
Yeah.
Screw.
But you know, you don't get your clothes full of caulking.
I won't. I'm gonna start
Alright.
with that side you're on.
You're going to start over here. Alright.
And I'll start over here.
Alright, so let's get the rest of the screws put in now. Here you go, mister. I'll help you lift the bum of it up. See. I'll probably hold it up here. It's probably better for you. little miss. Your turn. So do the same thing that little man did, just start off slow, and then once it's going, you can speed her up. There you go. Now you guys got it. Good job. Alright, let's get on to the last 4. Alright. Last 2, Mr. Man. You know, start off slow and then fast. Good. Start off slow and then fast. Awesome.
I'm running now.
Nice. Beauty. Awesome job. There it is.
The roof's gonna go from here. It's gonna slide down. I like the bus shelter.
That's correct. Exactly like the bus shelter.
That's why it's not even.
Yeah. And we got some caulkings pushing out on both sides, so that shows we got a good seal underneath. And when that hardens, that'll help attach the wall as well. But as for now, that's good and sturdy. There you have it. We got our front wall on, rear wall on, and it's at this point in time we gotta call it quits for today. Get ready to go to a birthday party, enjoy a lovely supper over there, and go see Mommy before she goes to work. Alright, so I hope you guys are enjoying the project so far. That's a lot of work done today. It might not look like it, but all those small little bits of wood and all the assembly and everything definitely took up some time. And it was definitely part of the project that I wasn't necessarily looking forward to so much as just dreading it a little bit and the patience involved in getting it done. But anyways, we're this far along. Next video we're going to continue this build. Hopefully the heavy equipment operators will get back here soon and start getting that enclosure landscaping prep done, because we need that ASAP. But for now we're going to keep working on the rabbit house, and so far so good. It's coming along nicely. So until that next video comes out, hope you're happy, hope you're healthy, take care of each other, and peace out!